Alright, welcome everybody to Retro Rocket Entertainment Show, Back in Toons. This episode we're discussing Kid Video. I'm your host, Michael, and my co-host,
Ron.
Ron, you chose this episode. I have never experienced Kid Video, so this is fresh for me. What we're going to do is, the entire series is not on DVD. I think maybe a handful of episodes are on VHS, so we found the entire series on YouTube, and just watch that while we discuss the show. First episode is called Beat the Band. Oh, no, To Beat the Band, I should be. You know, there might be someone out there who's really like, no, you got to get it right. Alright, so hit play now. And here we go. Alright, so I remember you and Dave constantly talking about this when we were growing up. Somehow I never saw this.
What?
I've never seen. I remember seeing ads for it, like, you know, my Marvel comics. Like, it would say, you never really read comics, right?
Once in a while. Didn't
Always,
really get into it, though.
There'd always be one issue that I'd look forward to that had nothing to do with the actual superhero. Every year, they would have, like, all the stations would buy ads, and they would show all the new cartoons in September. And I remember seeing Kid Video as part of, like, the NBC lineup is like Smurfs and then Kid Video or something like that. And I always got really excited about that, but I never got to see this. And when you would always do the Master Blaster reference, Master Blaster! And I was like,
yes, Master Blaster!
Actually, until a few years ago, I thought that you were talking about Captain N. I don't know why. Oddly enough, it kind of has the same feel. You know, taking someone from our world. Remember how? Do you remember Captain N, the Game Master?
Was that a Nintendo thing?
Yes, it was.
I do believe in that.
That's the one where it starts out live action. He's playing video games, whatever, and he gets sucked into that world. And this has kind of the same opening. And I think when you were trying to explain to me what Kid Video was, I thought that maybe you were mistaken and you were describing Captain N. You know, video games, kid. You know, that's why, for some reason, I never really sat back and thought about it. Now, this is a weird version of... this is the only version we could find. This has commercials in it.
Yes.
But the fun part is, these are great commercials. I love watching commercials from the 80s. Like, you remember eating some of this stuff. Like, I remember one I was watching, it had a commercial for Peanut Butter Boppers. Do you remember Peanut Butter Boppers?
Yes.
And it had Jason Bateman. And then they had one with, like, Fruit Stripes or something like that. And they're, like, so good, they're ugly. Oh, no, Fruit Stripes is a gum. It was fruit bars or something.
Like, I don't remember eating all those things, so I couldn't tell you what exactly, but...
Yeah.
Oh, My Little Pony. Come on, get that.
I can't believe My Little Pony has come back. But now they're called bronies, which I guess if you're into it, at first it seems really, really weird. But yeah, I guess we're just going to have to deal with it. There's someone out there who I'm sure is hardcore My Little Pony, has nothing weird about it. It's just they like the show.
Weird. All right. Yeah, I remember. You remember Joey from college? He had a band, or has a band actually, on and off, called The Flip Side.
Right. Are they still together?
Well, he does it every now and again. I think honestly, I don't know if they're still together or not. Wait a minute. No, Flip Side's the name of the band he used back in college, wasn't it?
Right. I was gonna say that band's been together for 20 years.
He's wanted to use that name over and over again. Maybe that's the thing. Okay. But yeah, this was what it was referenced to.
What?
He got it from the show. That's where he got the name.
Is the world there in The Flip Side?
The world they're in. Oh yeah, where they're in is the flip side of the mirror. They've been sucked into the cartoon world.
Okay, so yeah, I watched the first episode, and for some reason, I didn't even dawn on me this world is called Flip Side.
Well, I don't know if that's what it's called or not, honestly.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. So, I mean, tell me about your experience watching this show growing up, why it affected you, because you guys would reference this. You and Dave reference this on a regular basis.
Well, this was I think it's because of the music. Just that kind of 80s rock type thing going on. I mean, being sucked into the cartoons, that was a good draw in for me. But who doesn't want to live in a cartoon world, you know?
Yeah, that'd be really fun. Which cartoon world would you want to live in?
Oh, boy. That's a hard one.
And you have to... Are the rules... Let me see. The rules would be that you can't become someone else. You have to be yourself. but you can adapt to the world, like the way like Dungeons and Dragons, they gain powers.
Right.
You can't become Daffy Duck. You can't become Bugs Bunny. You can't become one of the Mario Brothers. But you can gain special abilities by being in that world.
I've always wanted to be Yakko, man.
Oh, all right, all right.
No, I'd have to say one of the superhero worlds, something along those lines, but I don't know which one. But
I always thought it'd be cool to be in Dragon's Lair or Pole Position.
oh yeah, I guess medieval world would be pretty cool too. Gummy bears.
Gummy bears. Oh my God, those gummy bears wouldn't survive if they tasted just like real gummy bears. That
Right.
show would end almost instantly. What happened to our cast? They were delicious. Smurfs. I would accidentally step on the Smurfs. You've decimated our population. I'm sorry. I'm clumsy.
I thought they were just mushrooms. They were yummy, little crunchy.
So this show lasted 2 seasons. The funny thing is, cartoons can be really weird. We've discussed this before. A show can be on for 1 year, but there's like 56 episodes, or it can be on for 5 years. There's only the same amount. It's very strange the difference between like syndicated animation and network animation, and whether or not the show is a massive success or if it's kind of popular. I think Kid Video is kind of a cult classic. You know, it had its devoted following, but I don't think it was really in the top 10. I honestly don't know. And then, of course, the companies that produce this, Saban Entertainment, of course, they've been around forever, and they're really well known for doing the live action, like the whole Power Rangers stuff. And now they're getting into they're now getting into movies. They just did the new Tommy Lee Jones movie, The Homesman.
Really?
Yep. And they even distributed it, which is surprising. I guess they have a lot of money that I didn't know about.
I didn't realize it was a new Tommy Lee Jones movie.
Yeah, it's a Western.
Oh.
Yeah, I believe he directed it, too. It's him and Hilary Swank. And it got really good reviews, just not much box office because Saban Entertainment doesn't have a whole lot of money for promotion. And the production company is Deke. Of course, they did The Littles, I believe, and they've done so many cartoons that we've discussed. They must have, you know, what's funny is most people talk about, like Hanna-Barbera, you know, Disney, like, you know, there's certain companies that made a lot of filmation stuff during the 80s, but no one really talks about Deke. And they had a huge catalog of cartoons.
Oh, yeah.
Captain Planet. I forgot about that. Inspector Gadget.
Oh, I love Inspector Gadget.
We should do that
one.
We never discussed that. You think that would be a top list? Because that's one that I watched on a regular basis. Yeah, I'm trying to look. I know they had... We discussed this before, and I always kind of forget what they had going on. It looks like they had a lot of, like... They would buy stuff from other companies and then distribute it in America. So not technically, like, hands-on animation. They look like they're more like financiers or distributors.
Gotcha.
Oh, yeah, the Littles. That's right. The Get Along Gang. That's weird. This says Kidio TV. Wonder what that is compared to what Kid TV is. Or Kid, oh my gosh. I'm starting to get brain farts. Kid Video. Oh, it was a syndicated package with Rainbow Bright, Popples, and a couple other cartoons.
Popples.
Yeah, I remember those. Those are the ones that folded in, right? They were balls and you could unfold them.
Right. We were just talking about that the other day. They've got something new out, but it's not the same. It folds in half, but it's a hard shell. So, you know, you used to beam your friends with your Popples. You couldn't do it with these.
You could wing your Mad Balls. Do you remember Mad Balls?
Oh, yeah.
Those with ugly faces? Those kind of hurt a little bit more.
Isn't there? I think there's a commercial for that on this particular episode.
Well, you know, I think Mad Balls came out a couple years after this. This was 84 to 85.
Is it? Maybe I remember. I think this actually spurred a search for old classic commercials when I first watched this.
You know what? I bet you know, because it got picked up by CBS after NBC decided it no longer wanted it, CBS would air it for a couple more years until 1987. This could be a taping of a rerun.
Right.
And here's the thing, is this is never really going to be on DVD. I really doubt it because of the music that's included. You know, because they have... There's one episode where literally the whole cartoon stops for a 2-minute Lionel Richie video, Dancing on the Ceiling.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and then, of course, the music throughout, that same episode I was just discussing, they use Frankie Goes to Hollywood, Relax. I can't imagine it's too expensive now, but some of the stuff would cost.
Right.
And Kid Video... is a cult classic. It doesn't have a huge following, so I don't think the company probably believes in like spending a whole lot of money on it. Oh, here's a commercial for RoboForce. Do you remember this at all?
RoboForce?
Yeah, these three robots. I don't even understand really. I remember seeing ads for it. I never had one. I think a friend had one. And it really didn't transform. It was just giant robots that had like special weapons that you could add on to it and beat the snot out of it. I think they're like really durable. Oh, I didn't know. So they have suction cups on the bottom so you can stick them to the side of things. And I'm pretty sure that was Joshua Jackson holding one of the RoboForce dolls. I had to rewind it. I don't know. I have to rewind it. Look at that again.
Dang it.
Yeah, so
I think I'm a second behind you. It looks like a couple of seconds.
yeah, so I think all that music's gonna make it very expensive. So the fact that someone still had this on tape and put it on YouTube is great. And there's certain things I don't like the fact there's so much theft. And I know someone's probably gonna reel up and go, "Oh man, the internet's for the companies make all the money, man. The people involved don't make the money." That's a lie. I've seen ridiculous, like people get like money from everything. Like it'll get bought for like a rental, and someone gets a check for that for 25 cents. It does add up. And the only time that I'm okay with I don't know if it's technically called stealing or sharing, but it's when something isn't readily available. This is more like a preservation. Movies that aren't on DVD, cartoons that aren't available, they some sort of streaming service, if they're not available in any way besides someone taking off an old VHS and saving it online, because their tape is going to wear out. I'm all for that, because these shows should not be forgotten. A lot of these cartoons, if they weren't based on a popular toy, they were tossed away. I mean, Kid Video is a fresh concept. It has nothing to do with toys. In fact, I really can't seem to find any merchandising for this show whatsoever, and I cannot believe there was never an album. If there was, I can't find a history of it. But I mean, there was like 13 videos made.
It seems to me like I remember them. I could be wrong on that. Kid Video discography. I could have sworn they did some sort of like a small promotional tour or something like that. But
you know what? I was looking at some clips. They were on Dance Fever. Remember that show?
Yeah.
They're probably on Solid Gold, and I don't know who other American Bandstand, stuff like that. They probably did that kind of run. They probably did some like mall tours, and it's just I can't seem to find a history of any albums. And this is a really cool idea. MTV was like everything. Remember how obsessed we used to be with MTV? Like, you get done with school, and you would go home and you would watch MTV for a couple hours, and come back to school the next day and discuss the new videos you saw. It was an epic event, and now videos don't matter. There's no budget left for them. And when's the last time MTV showed a video?
I don't know. It was like high school when that's all started going downhill.
Yeah,
because college, I guess.
It was Real World that took over, and then all of a sudden all these other shows. Some of the shows I liked, though. Beavis and Butthead was great. Ren and Stimpy being repurposed. How they took Ren and Stimpy off Nickelodeon and put it on MTV. They show like the Idiot Box, The State, but they should have taken this. They should have taken this cartoon after it ended, and they should have put it like on Saturday mornings on MTV. There's nothing against cartoons. Obviously, MTV embraces cartoons, and this is pretty cool.
Looks like they had a promo, video to radio single, and then it's a Kid Video, the TV show hits, and that's it.
Was that a record?
I'm not sure it's just their record. I think it's other TV shows as well that the theme song's on it, I think. Just called Kid Video. The TV show hits is the album.
And the funny thing is,
CBS put it out.
This kind of like the way the Monkees were. They did open auditions. They put together a band for the show instead of the band existing already.
Right.
But just like the Monkees, I think it was maligned for no reason whatsoever. A lot of bands are put together. Right. I would say the percentage of like homegrown is a lot higher than, studio born. I mean, everybody here is really talented, and they put together, each person has like their own unique style, and I think they gave everybody a chance to sing a song. I think I like the more rock and roll ones that Robbie Rist would do, like Video Romeo was pretty good.
Right.
The sappy ones, of course, me being a guy, it's a little harder for me to get to. Some of the songs, obviously, it's full on, like, oh, this is from the 80s, you can hear like a lot of synth pop, but in general, they're pretty good songs. They could have really just like phoned in everything. It's just a kids
Right.
cartoon. They could have just, taken 12 songs that weren't good enough for another artist and put them out. In fact, even the people who perform the music, they could have just said, you know what? Let's just have them pretend and bring in studio musicians. But no, these guys are real musicians. In fact, I don't know if everybody here still is in the industry. Of course, Robbie Riss, you probably recognize him. He was Cousin Oliver on Brady Bunch.
Yes.
And the funny thing is, I thought he was on for a whole season. He was only in for like 6 episodes. I have your memory as a kid for some reason changes it. You're like, wait, I thought he was on for at least a year, but no, just a handful of episodes. And,
that was a last minute ditch effort to save the Brady Bunch, and it didn't work.
Right, because everybody was getting too old. And he would go on to do regular TV stuff. And I think there was kind of a period where I don't know if he was in school or what, or maybe he was just doing guest starring stuff. But then he got this, and that really launched the whole music career. Because he still performs music to this day, and he's known for his voice work now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's Mikey in the whole Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies.
Really?
Yep. Wait, did I say that backwards? Yeah. Okay. So in the movies, it's. Oh my goodness, am I wrong here? I have to look this up. I want to say I'm sure he's Mikey, because Corey Feldman's Donatello.
Right.
All right, I'm just gonna look this up because I feel like a fool, man, a fool. Oh yeah, he was in Iron Eagle right after this ended. He was one of the kids, part of Jason Gedrick's group.
Okay.
Yeah, other than that, I really haven't seen him do a whole lot of acting. He does tons of voice work though. That's pretty much his bread and butter. Yeah, he plays Michelangelo in all the movies. Oh, I forgot about this. Okay, so after the Revenge of the Nerds movies ended, they did a pilot for Fox, and he played Booger. He doesn't look like the Booger from the movie, but he had the attitude down.
Right. Awesome.
Yeah, he does a lot of stuff. I don't know what Initial D is. I know some cartoons, 80s cartoons are my thing, but I don't really know a whole lot of the anime stuff, but he does a lot of this cartoon called Initial D, and I've seen a lot of the manga available on the shelves. He did Jackie Chan Adventures, Naruto, Mega Man.
He was on an episode of Batman, the animated series, Extreme Ghostbusters.
He's in Sharknado. Oh yeah, he's in Doc McStuffins.
Really?
Yeah, he plays Stuffy.
Wow. Oh, really?
Yeah.
My son loves that show.
I have never seen it, but when I worked toys, you saw that a lot. Like a lot of Doc McStuffins. Oh, he in fact does all the music for the Sharknado movies. That's hilarious. I haven't even seen those. Have you seen them yet?
I honestly have not had the desire to, but
I have a weird thing.
I may one of these days.
I have a weird thing with movies that purposely try to be bad. Like, I like it when they try to be good and they fail horribly. That's the kind of thing I'm like, oh, well, I can see where you're going, but man, you went wrong. But when you're like purposely bad, I got a weird problem with that.
Right. Renaissance man, they say Robbie is. That's awesome.
Oh, and there's actually an official website for Kid Video. It's called Flipside. kvflipside.org.
That's what I'm looking at right now.
Actually, it's not a badly put together website. This is a pretty... And they've been around since 99. That's devoted. Remember how many people started websites around 97, 99, and they always look kind of crummy and then just ditched them?
So they using... Was it cookie cutter website makers like Angel Fire and...
Yeah, right. Oh,
so... I had a couple of my own.
Okay, so Disney now owns the rights to this show. So I guess if you want the show to be released, you need to write to them.
In the back of my mind, I'm thinking, could they redo this show and it'd be all right?
Well, our music videos...
Or they totally ruin it because this is really an 80s vibe thing,
Well, no, I think it's still relevant. It's just music videos themselves. The whole concept has changed.
Yeah, it wouldn't... I don't know. Probably wouldn't last long.
Wow, okay, so here's the deal. The Kid Video album was released on cassette and vinyl, but only in Israel. I think I remember reading somewhere where that it was really popular overseas.
It seems like anything I like is more popular overseas than...
Are you a big David Hasselhoff fan?
Okay, except for that.
He's huge in Germany. And then there's it's funny is there's a lot of like TV actors that were popular overseas, but not here. Or like you find out someone did this commercial overseas, you're like, they got a ton of money to do this pop commercial in Japan. You never see it. You're like, what is that world that they're in? They'll never do a commercial in America, but they'll go over there maybe because they don't think it'll tarnish or help. Maybe it'll help box office sales if they do that over there.
The thing is, back in the 80s, you could do that. It didn't really get over here very often. But today's the day of the internet.
Yeah. Well, everything is available in one way or another, I would imagine. There's still
Right.
some stuff, man. I search and search and dig and dig. I searched high and low for Head of the Class. You remember that TV show?
Yes.
Search high and low for anything about it. Anybody putting it out on DVD or maybe some. I mean, it sounds bad, but if they're not going to put it on DVD, I was looking to see if someone would post something online about it. Finally, someone put some episodes on YouTube, but if the company were to put the series out tomorrow, I'd totally buy it. And I'm sure there's lots of people who would like, yeah, sure, this is on YouTube right now, but if Kid Video came out on DVD remastered, because this is kind of it's not a terrible VHS, but it's still VHS. If someone would clean it up, man, I know there's a lot of fans out there who would buy it up, maybe slap on a couple commentary tracks, maybe a reunion concert with the band.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious as to what I was watching instead of this. That would take forever for me to see what the schedule was like on Saturdays. I mean, I could even be just out playing baseball. I have no idea.
That's how I hear you.
Where's
Brian now?
Do kids still play baseball? I never hear about that anymore. I never see kids at baseball parks anymore. Unless they're officially part of a league.
Kids over here playing baseball in our neighborhood, and they play a lot of Saturday football. Well, after school football, too. So.
Can you believe that Saturday morning cartoon is done? There's no more Saturday. There's no new content being created anymore. The last channel I think was WB or maybe Fox. They were doing something and then they just got rid of it last year. That was such a regular part for us. Saturday mornings, first couple hours, we'd rip into some cartoons and go out and play.
Wow.
I guess we didn't have Cartoon Channel or Boomerang or The Hub or I feel like there's a couple others. Nickelodeon, Well, we had Nickelodeon, but we didn't have the other stuff.
You had Nickelodeon.
Oh, well, some people had Nickelodeon. You're right. I was kind of poor. I watched Nickelodeon at my uncle's house.
Oh, I hear you. Yeah, I had to watch it at Grandma's.
What's funny is I swear I just watched an episode before this. The animation on the characters look completely different. I wonder if they licensed numerous episodes out to other people. Though I think the episode I just watched was from season 2, so it could have been just a different company.
Right.
I love the artwork, like the backgrounds, the layouts.
Yes.
The characters, of course. I mean, it's 80s animation, so it's it's a little rough. Like the arms look a little bit too long on some of the characters.
What?
Yeah, there was a scene there where one of the guys, his arms looked just a little too long.
Here's that Lionel Richie.
What do you mean? I just watched Lionel Richie like 5 minutes ago. Where are you at?
Did you? Oh, apparently I'm behind then.
Wait, are you in the episode with... Hold on a second. You know what? I'm watching this on my Xbox, and sometimes the playlist is not correct. No, I'm on the right episode. Are you still watching To Beat the Band?
I'm watching I'm on part 3, about halfway through it.
Yeah,
4 minutes into it.
They're in a prison cell. They're playing.
Yeah.
Okay, that's weird.
They're running up a stairs now. They just escaped.
Oh, yeah, you're ahead of me.
Oh,
it doesn't matter. I love the fact that they're the copycats and they just like take these people from another world and they steal their music, and I guess that's how they become rich and powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch the entire series? Like, was this a regular weekly thing for you?
Oh yeah. The sad part is I don't remember a whole lot about it because I don't remember a whole lot about anything when I was a kid. So.
Well, it was 30 years ago.
Yeah, it's like my sisters remember every detail.
How is that? Why is it guys can't remember? But if you were to bring up something like, this car, this person designed this car and this has this engine in it, or sports, you're like, oh yeah, the third baseman for the 1985 Cubs. He only played 6 games before he threw out his Achilles tendon. It's like stuff like that. We know that. But they're like, did you pick up the milk at the grocery? Like, oh, come on. Oh, man, I can't believe I forgot again. No. Every single time.
It's gonna snow. You need the milk and bread. Anyway.
So is Master Blaster, you think his hair is intentionally up in like devil's horns?
I think so.
Yeah. Why is his name Master Blaster?
I haven't figured that out.
Because he looks like he might be a lawyer. His name's like Doug McKenzie or something like that. You know. Okay, I took that from Strange Brew. I don't know why that name popped in my head.
Was one of the
Larry Finkelstein.
says his intentions vary from episode to episode.
So he's bipolar.
Sometimes he wants to rule the whole flip side. Sometimes he wants to control its music. Anyway.
And why is he human? Did he come from our world?
Master Brother.
Whatever.
From what I can tell, he's from that land.
If they make this into a movie, you have to get Danny DeVito. He'd be perfect. Yeah, cartoons combining rock and roll and sci-fi. That's a great idea. I can't believe I didn't know about this. I mean, I knew about it, but I mean, like, I never experienced it. I probably would have been a regular watcher. It's pretty entertaining.
Right.
And it looks good. I like the music.
Some of the acting is poor. It's like rushed, you know, because you got to get, you know, how some people rush their lines.
Yeah, well, animation's a very fast production. Especially,
Yeah.
well, Syndicate is probably faster, but
because honestly, I think all the cartoons from the 80s were like that.
yeah, I mean, those guys are really talented. They can switch voices. They can, you know, go with certain things. But I don't know if the directors just, they didn't have a feel for it. They played it down. I never understood why cartoons are better now. I mean, I can't imagine direction has changed that much. Is it just because of speed, or, you know, the companies wanted them to sound a certain way? But you watch cartoons now, and they really put a lot of effort into making them seem like real people. I mean, they're animated, yes, I know. You know what I mean? Like, they're believable, the performances.
Exactly.
Oh, Rainbow Bright. Rainbow Bright hasn't had a comeback. Strawberry Shortcake has one. What is that?
Now, Rainbow Bright's still out there as far as video goes. So I remember looking it up a while back for my sister.
Why is that monster so much bigger than Rainbow Bright? Is that the bad guy? Lurky?
Yeah.
He looks like a fur ball with a big... Never mind.
Schnoz.
Yeah, sure. No, it's a giant coffee bean, actually. It kind of looks like a giant coffee bean hanging off his face. Wait, is this the same? This is Rainbow Bright again, right?
That's odd. Oh, is that the girl from the Poltergeist?
That's what I thought.
Huh.
I can't remember if it's the first or second one. Didn't the first girl die and then she got replaced or something like that?
Oh, man. That's her.
Patty O'Green. Oh, okay. Poking at the Irish, I see. And I thought it was really cool that they would end every cartoon with a music video.
Yes.
And they're decently done. I mean, this is a time when there wasn't a whole lot of money for music videos either. Though it reeks of the 80s. It reeks. Yes. Neon, which I love the 80s. Neon.
I love videos from the 80s. I don't...
so
videos nowadays, nah.
Well, now it's just booty shaking in front of the camera.
Exactly. There's no fun involved in it at all. It's just...
Yeah, it's like, okay, so this has a decent amount of money, but for the most part, it's still pretty low budget. And back then, they had to take whatever money they had and create an image and have fun, get people excited about it. I mean, of course, Devo being one of, like, those early guys that got into music videos and they had no money and they would just try to think of something wild and crazy to do. The influence of that of Devo and other artists that are similar to it, they did kind of go overboard with the look. So sometimes you're like, oh, flock of seagulls. No. Lots of hairspray, lots of weird hairdos, lots of makeup. There's only a little bit of makeup here. It looks like they're pretty, like, average, everyday guys.
Right. You know, regular mascara you wear.
Yeah.
Your everyday mascara.
Boy, do you think Twisted Sister regrets the makeup at all? Because they're
I bet all of them do.
They're a pretty good band, and I think the makeup kind of undermined the quality of their music.
Made them a little cartoony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, this is a... I mean, if this is played on regular MTV, this would be a respected video. It's not aimed at children. It's not like silly little nonsense. It's fun and bouncy. So anybody could enjoy it. Perfectly made for their audience at the time, too.
And it's good music, I think.
How is this? How did they not have a CD? How did they not have an album in America? You think they would at least put out one?
Hard telling, man.
Boy, I gotta tell you, even though his character is like smart, so his nickname is the Wiz, nobody should have the name Wiz. There was a character in Marvel Comics called the Whizzer, and his costume was yellow.
Oh no.
Yep, and I don't think it was intentional. I think it just like someone really didn't think it out. Yeah, so that, Motown Records owned the rights to the Lionel Richie part, so they would have to cut that out, and they would have to cut out a lot of music. I noticed there's quite a few bits and pieces of music throughout that's not theirs.
Right.
Alright, so I guess that's it for Kid Video. That was a lot of fun.
So, I found that episode and a few others, but I don't think the whole seasons are out there unless you found something I didn't.
No, I kind of just mixed through. There's like a playlist on here of Kid Video stuff. So some of it's music videos, and then some of it's the episodes. But anything, at least a handful of episodes is better than nothing.
Exactly.
And at least it's watchable
relive your
too.
past.
Sometimes you find like someone posts a YouTube, but it looks so bad. There's lines, and it kind of chirps, and the audio's gone. At least this one's pretty solid. Whoever taped this either must have taken it from a master, or they just had a really well-kept videotape.
Wow. Yeah, none of my tapes survived from back then. None.
No. I think most of mine I transferred over to DVD that survived, and then they were so bad quality that I just couldn't.
Right.
Well, I think that's it for us.
Shame.
I love doing this show because, a lot of people are kind of sticklers. They want you to know everything about a cartoon before you discuss it. But this is more about sharing. I find cartoons that you guys didn't watch, and we watch them. Or most of the part, it's you guys bringing this stuff to me that I've never heard of, and I don't shy away from, well, I've never seen it. I can't talk about it. No. I kind of watch a few episodes. I dig in, look at some research, and let you guys discuss why you guys loved it so much that you would bring it to a show.
Well, I'm glad I could share it.
Thank you. Sharing is caring.
It's always great when I can bring something to you that you haven't seen.
Yeah, well,
it's usually the other way around.
I didn't watch a whole lot of cartoons. I find myself watching a lot of Bugs Bunny, a lot of G.I. Joe, Transformers, but there's a lot of cartoons I did not stick through the entire run. I could count what I stuck through probably on one hand, and yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. So some of the stuff I can't find. There's a cartoon called Spaghetti and Meatballs. I don't know if you'll remember it all, but it's another rock and roll show from the same time period. And it was about this like big chubby guy, looked like Jack Black, and this skinny little girl. So he was like a meatball, she was like a spaghetti noodle, and the dog was in the band, I think, and they had friends, whatever. They go on tour, and they always get into these misadventures while they're on tour. And I remember having really good music, and the thing is completely lost. There's not a single bit of history outside of like maybe an IMDb listing. There's no Wikipedia entry. There's no video, and it may be lost forever. And it hurts that.
Right.
No matter what you feel about something, like unless it breaks some sort of laws, like snuff film, it should be available. I mean, who are you to judge what should be saved and what shouldn't be saved? Any art should be saved, and that's what I love about YouTube. YouTube has, and other video sites have made that available. So if you have some sort of animated series out there that's not online, you want to share with people, I'm pretty sure the world would be cool with that.
Yes.
So, if listeners, thank you for the support. We're at year 1, and downloads are rising. Again, a lot of support from the fans. If there is an episode any of you want to have us cover, or maybe you want to guest host a show with us, we're totally open for it. So just email us at our Facebook page. It's Retro Rocket Entertainment. And our website is retrorocketentertainment.weebly.com. And I'm signing off. This is Michael.
This is Ron.
All right, and everybody have a good year.
See ya.